We've had dozens of debates in this chamber over the last 7 years in relation to rents and house prices. And yet we've seen, despite the endless bills and despite all the legislation, we've seen rents continue to spiral radically. And housing affects everything. And there's no doubt in my mind that the lack of government action over the last 7 years especially has pushed many, many families into significant poverty. Poverty that is all-encompassing, that is affecting all elements of their lives, that is radically reducing the level of opportunity that they have in their lives. And it also has a physical effect on people. I know in my own constituency, and I've seen it over the last 7 years, I've seen people move from Dublin to Ashburn, and from Ashburn to Navan, and then from Navan on to Kells, then from Kells to Virginia, and Virginia to Cavan. And they are surfing a wave of affordability westwards at the moment so that they can still afford a roof over their head. They still have to work in Dublin. They can't afford, though, to live in the same province that their job is in, which is an incredible thing in this country. And in relation to children, children are being pulled out of schools each time that move is made, and it's having a big increase on their lives. And the level of rents that are happening in my own constituency is incredible. The average rent is over €1,400, and in many areas is massively higher than that. Under Fine Gael and under Fianna Fáil, the rents in my own county have doubled just in the last 7 years. Have doubled. That is an atrocious reflection on government policy with regards to rent. And what the backdrop of all of this is that Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and now the Greens have been rigging the property market in favour of institutional investment funds, in part, and also they have not provided the necessary capital for builders to be able to build. So if we look at the international investment funds, and the report in the Sunday Business Post is just fascinating. You know, we had the government tear itself apart here a couple of weeks ago. And Micheál Martin himself, it was incredible. He stated that local authorities should not be on the wrong side of these deals. No local authority should be engaging with long-term leases with these institutional investors. So after we had the big existential debate here just a couple of weeks ago, then we have a report in the Business Post which showed us that in actual fact that these institutional investment funds will be exempt from the 10% stamp duty increase as long as they're renting back to local authorities. So the government is saying one thing and is doing the complete opposite at the same time. And of course, this follows the earlier discovery in May by the Business Post that the government themselves had invested €225 million into cuckoo funds that were buying up hundreds of houses in this state. And I remember the debate happening here, and government minister after government minister and TDs feigning shock that this could happen in our country, when in actual fact the state was investing in funds. And then when asked, why is the state investing funds? They said, sure, we can't make a decision in the direction of the investment of funds. Damn right you can. You can invest money on the basis of common sense, logic and objectives with regards to housing. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael admits that these investment funds are on a gravy train, but at the same time they facilitate that gravy train. So we know that REITs, international investors and vulture funds have been turbo boosted by government preferential tax deals. IRES REIT, Ireland's largest private residential landlord, owned 3,700 residential properties in Dublin and Cork, and with its portfolio is estimated to be at €1.38 billion as of 2020. This was a 47% increase on the previous year, and it saw a 22% increase in its rental yields as of 2019. And since that time, the portfolio has increased in size and its rental income has grown. And you can go down through the investment funds if you like. I don't have time to do that, unfortunately. But what we did do in Aontú just in the last 3 weeks is introduce a bill into the Dáil that would delete the tax advantages that have been given to REITs in this country on residential properties. It would actually level the playing field that exists. Remember, these international investment companies have endless access to cash. They have cheap cash, probably a 0% interest rate, and they have the special tax deals with the government. The citizens, the families who are competing for homes with these investment funds, don't have any of those. They're being stuffed by the government that claims to represent them. I welcome this bill, and I would urge the government also to support the Aontú bill. Gur míle maith agat.